Hey guys, yesterday AC Evo released with 20 cars, some of them having an automatic transmission in real life, both dual clutch and torque converters. But why am I mentioning this? In the original Assetto Corsa, the game's transmission model was very basic, essentially an AEC1. Every gearbox of every car is a manual transmission, in the sense that there is no automatic shifting like a real transmission would, instant shifting like a real DSG or modern torque converter would for a racing game. This would usually not matter. But over the years, AC1's modding community developed maps and systems that allow driving on real roads, like Shotoko, for example. So I think people would appreciate real gearbox features. On some cars, the game already features the, on modern cars all-important, drive modes, so the infrastructure for this wouldn't be out of the question. Now getting to the point, playing AC Evo yesterday, I noticed it uses the exact same old transmission model. Now I'm going to show you what I mean and compare it to the real car today. I will focus on the Audi RS3 8Y DSG dual clutch. As you can see, the game auto blips your throttle on downshifts, like you would in a manual. This also causes the revs to rise more than they should to hit the correct amount of RPM, and also in the weird audio anomaly that comes with it. On this example here, I pressed the throttle on downshifting, which of course makes no sense in racing, but is possible to do with a transmission like this in real life. In a modern car like the RS3 8Y, the throttle pedal isn't a direct connection to the throttle. It's more of a button you press to communicate with the car's TCU and ECU. So in a case like this, if driving in manual mode, the car will close the throttle on downshifts, open it only just enough to hit the revs needed for the lower gear. To demonstrate this, here is the RS3 in the MS gearbox setting, and the same RS performance mode the AC Evo dashboard shows.
You have lots of control with a 7-speed dual clutch, and it really plays a wonderful song.
Now, launch control. As you can see here, when fully pressing the brake pedal and fully pressing the throttle pedal, the car engages a sort of two-step rev limiter at around 4K RPM. So to compare, here is the launch control of the real RS3 8Y, same RPM as AC Evo. Although missing the special traction control program of the real car, it works largely the same. The physics of AC Evo are otherwise pretty good, so why make this video? I think that a more accurate gearbox model would be hugely beneficial to the game. BeamNG has already had this for a long time. It simulates DCTs, classic old automatics, modern torque converters, etc. Even to the degree as to having D, S, M gearbox modes you can switch between. For example, you could mash the throttle and cause the transmission to shift down, kick down. This would be an old automatic in a pickup truck. This is BeamNG's VivHS 410Q Arsenic, a 5-cylinder 410 horsepower hot hatch. Here, the drive modes modifies the gearbox programming in all modes, and you can see me switch to S or M modes. Here is the thing I showed in AC Evo before, more accurately portrayed in BeamNG. Unlike AC Evo, the gearbox doesn't feel like it's damaging its own clutches by not matching revs correctly, and the throttle works more like it does in real life. Here is launch control. The different drive modes also impact the launch control RPM, as you can see. Also, people have made mods to alleviate this in Assetto Corsa 1, specifically to alleviate the automatic gearbox mode also carried over to AC Evo, that just revs out every gear to the limiter and then shifts. So getting to the final point, as I mentioned before, AC Evo has drive modes. It also will probably include hugely complicated cars like the Ioniq 5N and its virtual gearbox, so it's still possible for this to be implemented at a later time since this is early access. I just wanted to show this in a video, because I think most people would agree with me. A next-gen racing sim game, especially one with a huge focus on open-world driving, should have accurate automatic gearboxes.